morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Friday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, so we talked yesterday about how the upper band kind of tends to run away. You base a little bit, and then it's not unusual to see some kind of relief. When we last talked yesterday in the afternoon, we were coming into the weekly pivot. That was going to be critical. And you can see the bounce here. So the way that played out on an hourly chart was you came down, you overshot the weekly pivot by 7 handles, and then you saw the bears be unable to close it below. So the bears did not get the afternoon that they were looking for. And I was very critical of them in the room coming into the close. If for no other reason than to impress upon my members that until we start to live below the weekly pivot and on longer term time frames, until we start to live below the daily mid-band, this does remain a buy dips market. So what did we see overnight? Well, we saw some resistance, and the place we saw the resistance was right at 24.73, right at the pre-FOMC price, which was 73.75. Our proprietary lower level yesterday came in at 72.75. And that area tends to get retested. We don't typically see 15 handle retests, but we've actually seen bigger ones than that over the years. So, in the Globex, we've retraced back, and then pretty much since, 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Eastern, we've just kind of battled over the weekly pivot. So, we had a very nice short yesterday, basically a week's worth of handles in 2 hours. I'm going into today fairly, I don't think picky is not the word, but selective, I think, is a better word. I want to see one side or the other take control. If what we're doing here is putting in a higher low and weekly pivot wants to be support, then once we get into the regular session, my inclination is going to be to go long to see if we can take this area out. If the tests of 67 quarter right around Europe open, if that holds up off of the open, off of our regular open, then my inclination would be to short against those 67s to see if the bears can convert weekly pivot. But since it's one of the 7 days of the week and the sun did come up this morning, you have to give the advantage to the bulls headed into the day. If you want to base that upon price as well, this is a nasty little rejection. And it has to be dealt with preferably today. If you're a short trader, you want to make a lower low. The bears have to start making lower lows on the daily and converting areas that matter at the same time. A great way to do that would be to trade below 57 today and close below the weekly pivot. That sets the bears up for next week to be able to deal with a new weekly pivot and to make a run at the daily mid-band. If we do trade down to daily mid-band today, I think that's good for at least a bounce. That's right down in the 49 area. All right, everybody have a fantastic day. Trade them well. I'll be out on Twitter and Instagram around midday. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princeton Trader. Check us out on Facebook and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade them well.